Good afternoon. Sheba Russell here with Jason Martinez. We have some breaking news here. Acting president of Temple University, JoAnne Epps, has suddenly died after collapsing at a Temple event this afternoon. We're told it was some sort of medical emergency.
Yeah, the university confirming this very sad news just a short time ago. Temple holding a news conference. Let's listen in.
She was a personal friend and mentor to so many of us, and she pushed each of us to be the best versions of ourselves that we possibly could be. We will heal and honor JoAnne's memory, but I can tell you that that will take some time. I'm going to ask our provost, Greg Mandel, to make some remarks.
Thank you, Ken. We are all in deep grief and at a loss for words. We grieve for JoAnne's family and her friends and our Temple community. To know JoAnne is to be her friend. And I've had the honor of her friendship since I joined Temple's law faculty in 2007. We've worked together in several different capacities over the years. She's been an extraordinary leader. She's been a mentor for me and many others. She's been a close confidant. So many memories have been going through my mind this last few hours. Times we spent working to advance Temple's mission, sharing wonderful stories together about our faculty and our students and our staff and their accomplishments. Confronting challenges, and of course, lots of laughter. I and other members of Temple's community were with JoAnne this afternoon at an event honoring Charles Blockson. This is a tragic loss, but we know that JoAnne passed away doing something that she loved, with her family there and friends and our Temple community. President Epps represented the best part of the Temple community, devoting nearly 40 years of her life to serving us, as my colleague, as Ken said, in many different capacities. We will all get through this. The university has a spectacularly strong community, and we will get through this together. And now I'd like to turn things over to Dr. Del Porto. Thank you.
Thanks. Obviously, from the health system standpoint, we feel this loss very personally. It's a sad day for Temple. It sounds like President Epps suffered a sudden episode during the event. Was promptly attended to by emergency medical services, was transported here to Temple Hospital, where resuscitation efforts continued, but unfortunately were unsuccessful. And our heart goes out to her family and to the larger Temple family. So, thank you.
If we're asking questions, can you just talk about how you would love for her to be remembered? For those who maybe didn't have the pleasure of meeting her or knowing her, what do you want folks who see this to remember about President Epps?
I would invite Greg to comment as well, but just the kind heart that she had. She had an amazing ability to be the calming force in troubled waters and pull everyone together, and was a pleasure to work for, made every day coming in to work fun, and was steering the Temple ship in the right direction. And I think it's just a gut punch for all of us right now, and it's hard.
Yeah, as Ken said, she was one of the most remarkably caring and compassionate people I have ever known. Countless times when we were dealing with very difficult issues and crises, and people would gather, sometimes people who were distraught. And she always began with checking in on how everyone was doing, and she really meant it. I mean, everyone who has met her knows how deeply she cared about every individual.
Could you talk a little bit about what happens in the interim in terms of leading the university? And I know this was a transitional time anyway, what it looks like going forward in a new president? It was. Our Board of Trustees is meeting tomorrow, and they will, of course, put together a plan for us as we manage through this transition. We have a very strong community, as I mentioned, and we will be able to weather this by working together.
Do we know if President Epps showed any signs of health issues previously before today?
We would be speculating. We're not aware that President Epps had any issues.
How old was she?
72, yeah.
And Greg, I know you had spoken with her about her future here, and I know it wasn't long. Can you tell us why she came back? She had wanted to retire from this university. I think she had talking to you about that. Why did she come back?
I think the answer to why she came back to Temple or decided not to retire, I guess is the right way to phrase it. The reason JoAnne didn't retire from Temple as she was scheduled to do at the end of this year was her love of the university, her love of the community. And so when the board called upon her to serve as the acting president, she stepped into that role and I think did so gladly.
Can you talk about just more of that, but just how she was maybe, you mentioned a calming force. Obviously there was a change in leadership. People were calling for, some change and she stepped in. What was it like since she kind of took the realms and kind of, what did that mean to students and to you guys for her stepping in?
I think there was a collective sigh when the board announced that JoAnne Epps would be president. I think everyone was thrilled and relieved, quite frankly. And I think over the last 6 months, you saw the entire university community pull together, despite all the ups and downs that Temple has faced over this time. And everyone was healing and everyone felt, great about Temple and happy for JoAnne. And, I can't even.
I know it's early, but are there any plans for any sort of public, get together? I know students, things like that. Is there something to talk about?
All right, we have been listening to a news conference announcing the tragic passing of the acting president of Temple, JoAnne Epps, who was attending a ceremony memorial at the Charles L. Blockson Memorial at the Temple Performing Arts Center. And she had a medical episode. They said it was a sudden event. That's all they would say. Yeah. Attempts to revive her were not successful, and the Temple community is mourning right now.
72 years old, spent nearly 40 years at Temple. This community clearly in mourning today, and her colleagues could not think of anything that had been ailing her in these past few months and these past few years. So definitely sudden, definitely shaking everyone up with this news of her sudden passing. Certainly meant a lot to Temple University.
Our Jennifer Lee spoke with her just last week, and we'll talk to Jennifer Lee coming up at 5 o'clock here, get her thoughts, because she got to sit down and spend a whole day with her last week. So that's coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll have much more on this tragic breaking story that's rocking the Temple campus coming up in just a few minutes. Until then, Sheba and Jason here. We'll see you at 5 o'clock.